Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your literature part chapter number 3, The Little Girl by Catherine Mansfield. Right, Catherine Mansfield, she was a prominent modernist writer who was born in New Zealand. She was born and brought up in New Zealand, and she used to write short stories and poetry. Right, so this chapter is a story about a little girl named Kezia, right, who lived with her mother, father, and grandmother. So she was a girl who misunderstood her father's strictness and usually remained scared of him. Right, so she always remained scared of his father because he was very strict. Right, she considered him to be as big as giant. So whenever she looked at her father, right, from closely, she felt that her father was a giant, right, and she always tried to keep a distance from his father whenever she was at home in front of her father. She always tried to keep a distance, right. So the main theme of this story, right, why this story is written, why the writer, right, Mansfield, why she has written this story, the theme behind this story is that to show the relationship between the children and their parents, right. So through this story we can see how the relationship is there between the children who are young and their parents. Okay, so the writer through this story wishes to tell us that children share a very deep bond of love with their parents, right. Usually if we take any children, so they love their parents a lot and their parents as well as love them a lot, right. And many a times what happens, these children, right, they feel that their parents don't love and care for them. So what is the reason? Because many a times our parents, they scold us, they are very strict to us, right. But whenever in future if we think about it, then we feel, when we become mature enough, we feel that whatever decisions our parents have taken or whatever decisions our parents had taken in the past were just for our good sake, right, just for our betterment. And if they had not taken those decisions, then our life would have spoiled. Okay, so that is what the story is, right. So usually when we grow up and when we become mature enough, at that time we realize that our parents are always loving and caring, and they are always afraid that we don't take any step wrong in our life, and that is the reason they keep on scolding us, right. So that is it. And to understand the chapter, we'll read out the story line by line and try to understand the story. Okay, so here it is written in the second paragraph. This story is about a little girl whose feelings for her father change from fear to understanding. Will probably find an echo in every home. So your echo means reflection, right. So this is a kind of story which we can see in each and every home, right. When she was young enough, she was always scared of her father. Right now we are talking about Kezia, right. She was very much scared, but when she became matured enough, when she started understanding, right, at that time she realized that how much her father loved her. Okay, first paragraph. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. A figure to be feared means a person to be feared. That means she was always afraid of. Okay. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with goodbye, father. Right. So as a father, he always loved the little girl. So in the morning, whenever he went for the office, he went to the little girl's room, kissed her, right, and greeted her. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage grounding fainter and fainter down the long road. So, noise of the carriage means here the car, right? So, when his father went away to the office, and as and when the car went away, she felt more and more relaxed. Okay. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Okay, so this is about the description when in the evening his father came from the office. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my sleepers. Right, so when the father came from the office, he started ordering the things and he started asking for the things because he might be tired, right, working in the office. Second paragraph, Kezia, mother would call to her, if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Right, that means whenever Kezia's father came, she was instructed to remove the father's boot and keep it aside. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. That means when Kezia was told to take off father's boots, she used to walk so slowly that father would get angry and he would look at Kezia, right, through his spectacles. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? Right, so this is what the father is asking. I don't know, father. Right, so here we can see that Kezia used to stutter. Right, so what is the meaning of stutter? That means whenever any person, they have a problem, that when they get nervous or when they are afraid, they keep on repeating the first letter or the word. Right, so that is known as stuttering. Okay, moving further, you don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. So these are the words what the father is saying to Kezia. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up. Had quite given it up means she had stopped stuttering, right? In front of other people, she never used to stutter. She used to never repeat the words, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Right, so what is given here? That when she was in front of her father, right, when father was there in front of her, that is Kezia, she used to stutter a lot because she always was afraid of her father. Right. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Wretched means unhappy. Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. So these are the words spoken by the father to his mother, that is Kezia's grandmother. Right. What father is saying? That I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. So on the brink of suicide means that means whenever she came in front of the father, she always started committing mistakes. So it was a kind of a suicide. That means father used to get angry. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned. Right, so this is a description about the father, that when he used to yawn. Right, so his face and everything looked very big. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Right, so that is in the beginning of the chapter. I had told that when Kezia looked at his father, he seemed to looked like a giant to her. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa. Right? So here in the picture you can see the mother is reading the newspaper or the magazine and the father is lying down on the sofa. Okay? His handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. Right, there is snoring. So his father, when Kezia used to go to her parents, they were always busy. Mother busy reading the book or magazine, and father busy sleeping and snorting. Okay, the little girl always found mother reading and the father stretched out on the sofa, that we have already discussed. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her. Right, so she used to keep on sitting on the stool or on the table when the father was sleeping. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. So these are the words of his father. His father is saying that don't keep on staring at me. You look like a little brown owl. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Now, what is a pin cushion? That is a kind of a cushion in which the pins are placed. Right, so whenever in the office a person needs pin, he can directly take out the pin from that cushion. Okay, so grandmother suggested Kezia to prepare a gift for his father. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched 3 sides. But what to fill it with? Right, so she was trying to prepare a cushion. Okay, so she had stitched 3 sides, right, but something was needed to fill inside the cushion. Okay, so she was thinking about it, that what should be it filled with. That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom. Wandered, there are 2 different meaning. One is WONDERED, so that is thinking, wandered, and WANDERED means to move about, to roam. Right, so she wandered in mother's bedroom to look for scraps. Why she needed the scrap? To fill in the cushion. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case, that is the cushion, then sewed up the 4th side. That means now the cushion was ready. Inside the cushion she had put the piece of papers which were lying in her mother's bedroom. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Right, so in the house, when at the night time, when her father came, there was hue and cry. Hue and cry means angriness, angry protest. That means his father was very angry. Right, why he was angry? Because actually his important documents were missing. Okay, so we'll just read it out. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in our room? Oh yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. So this is what the blunder the little girl made. What did she do? That is the father's speech, which was very important for father. She tore it into pieces and she stuffed it inside the cushion. Okay. What? screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. This instant means immediately. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro. Pacing to and fro means moving back and front. Okay? Hands behind his back. Well, well, he said sharply. Mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, she whispered. Right, so again she was afraid and therefore she started stuttering. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned thing. See that the child's put to bed this instant. That means his father was so angry that he didn't want to see Kezia in front of him. Okay. Next, crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hand. Ruler means a stick. Okay. I am going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, 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 she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. Right, so she was very much scared because the father had come inside the room to beat her. Okay, he pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. So father was so angry that he told Kezia to put her hands in front, right? Because he wanted to teach her a lesson that if anything doesn't belong to us, we should not touch that thing. Okay? So what Kezia is saying? But it was for your birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms, right? Because she was a very young girl, very little girl, and her palms were pink. She was so young that her palms were pink, and his father gave scale on her hand. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. Right, so you have seen the rocking chair, right? The chair which keeps on moving like this, where usually the grandparents they sit. Okay. What did God make fathers for? She sobbed. Sobbed means she cried. She started crying. Right? She questioned, what did Kezia ask? That why did God make fathers? Here is a clean hanky. Darling, blow your nose. Right? So we know that usually when we cry, when we sob, that time the nose is filled. So her grandmother gave her a clean handkerchief to clean up her nose. Okay. Go to sleep. Pat, you will forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. That means these are the words spoken by the grandmother, that I tried to explain your father, but he is so upset that he didn't listen anything to me. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. Right, that means she used to get nervous when she saw her father in front of her. The McDonald's lived next door. So this is not the pizza what you eat, right? So McDonald's is the family. They are the neighbors of Kezia. Okay, so the McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. So tag is a kind of a game. The meaning is given, a children's game of catching one another. Right, so it is a kind of a game which the McDonald's were playing. The father with the baby, Mao, on his shoulders Two little girls hanging on his coat pockets ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him. Hose is the pipe through which we usually pour water in the garden. And he tried to catch them laughing all the time. Right? So this was a kind of a surprise for Kezia because she always thought that the fathers are very strict. But Mr. McDonald was so calm that he used to play with his 5 kids, right? And he always kept on laughing, right? Whatever the kids did, then too he always kept on playing and laughing with them. Then it was she decided there were different sort of fathers. That means when she saw Mr. McDonald, at that time she realized that no, not all fathers are strict. There are also different kind of fathers who are very calm enough, who are very easygoing, and who play with their children. Okay. Suddenly, one day, mother became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice, the cook. That was all right in the daytime. That means as the mother was not well, she was taken to the hospital, and the grandmother also went away with her. So during the daytime there was no problem for Kezia, and she was there with the cook, the Alice, right? Yes, so this is the picture of Mr. McDonald, right? And you can see the fence, a wooden fence through which Kezia is looking at them, right? But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. That means at the night, right, when she was all alone, and when the cook, there is the Alice, was trying to make the little girl sleep, she was very much afraid suddenly. What will I do if I have a nightmare? Nightmare means a bad dream, right? So Kezia is very much afraid. She is asking Alice that I am all alone, and what will happen if I'll have a nightmare? She asked, I often have nightmares, and then Granny takes me into her bed. So these are the words spoken by Kezia to the cook. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispery. That means she is saying that I get very much scared at the time of night, right? Because at night there is complete calmness, and when there are some kind of noises, I get very much scared. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks. And don't you scream and wake your poor pa. Pa means here the father. But the same old nightmare came, the butcher with a knife and a rope. So what is the meaning of butcher? A person who kills animals. Okay, so that person is known as a butcher, who kills animals and sells meat. Okay, fine. So the butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile. That means she always had a nightmare in which she had a dream in which a butcher used to come closer and closer to her, and that butcher used to smile, right, gave a smile to the little girl, while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma. She woke shivering to see father beside her bed, a candle in his hand. Right, so she was so much scared that she had started shouting in the sleep itself, and due to that the father had already come in a room and he was standing beside her. What's the matter? He said. Oh, a butcher, a knife. I want Granny. He blew out the candle, bent down and caught up the child in his arms. That means the father, he got the girl in the arms, right? Carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. That means the father took away the child to his own bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. He lay down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her, it seemed. She crept close to him. That means the father took the child, the girl, to his bedroom, and he laid the girl on his bed and tucked up. That means he covered the girl with the bed sheet. Okay, fine. Smuggled her head under his arms, held tightly to his shirt. That means smuggled means moved into a warm, comfortable position close to another person. That means he made the child sleep very close to him. Right. That means Kezia was made to sleep very close to his father so that she doesn't get afraid. Okay. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. That means she was lying so close to her father that she did not become afraid, and she was still. That means she was not afraid at all, and she was relaxed. Here, rub your feet against my leg and get them warm, said father. That means the father was trying to calm down the little girl. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. A funny feeling came over her. That means when Kezia, she looked at her father sleeping before her, she got a feeling, a funny feeling. That means she felt like her father was also like a kid who slept just before her. Okay? Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. That means she is feeling pity at his father. She is liking the feeling lying next to his her father, and therefore she is feeling getting a feeling of caringness, love, and everything. Right? He was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. That means now Kezia, that means she was understanding the situation that his father had to work too much hard, and that was the reason why he could not play with her like their neighbors Mr. McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writings. She stood suddenly and sighed. What's the matter? Asked her father. Another dream? Oh, said the little girl, my head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear. So, a very nice ending. What happened? That means when the girl was lying, right, on the chest of her father, she could hear the heartbeats. Tuk, 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 tuk. Right. So at that time, when she made a noise, when she sighed, right, at that time the father again asked, what happened? Did you have another nightmare or a bad dream? At that time what the little girl is saying, no father, I could hear your heartbeats. That means she is trying to say that your heart is very big, you are very good enough, and that is what the story is about. And here the story gets over. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Okay.